Here's the most interesting story I have, and I probably will have for the rest of my life. Once in high school, I really wanted to be a police officer, and so they had a career day, which meant you could go to shadow like whatever the like career that you wanted out of high school. And so I chose to do a ride along with the police officer, and I get there, I show up to the police station, and they're like, okay, when you get there, just pick up the red phone and tell them why you're there. Which at first I was super sketched out because I was like, what red phone? Like, am I calling Batman? Like, what the heck is happening? Anyways, I walk into this little room, and on the wall is just this single red phone, and some lady picks up, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll send you your cop, like she'll be in soon, whatever. This like super BA woman like comes up to me and she's like, all right, I'll show you around. She shows me the whole station, and then we get to her car, and she like shows me the whole police car, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And we're just driving around, and she's showing me that her police car can scan like other cars around us as we're driving. We happened to scan one car that said that like alerted us, and it had like a note attached to it saying like, if you find this vehicle, to contact like these two detectives. So we contacted the detectives, and they're like, oh my gosh, we've been looking for this guy. He's been dealing um like so much drugs. I don't remember the whole situation. Anyways, they're like, you stay there as backup, and we'll come meet you there in a minute. They finally show up, and we get out of the car, like we're about to go like bang on the person's door, and we get out, they start putting on like bulletproof vests and everything. And I'm like, what the heck are we doing? And it wasn't like I was going with them, okay? They weren't making me they weren't making me stay in the car or anything, and they're out here putting on bulletproof vests. I'm like, can I get one? No, because I signed a stupid waiver that said, whatever happens, happens. So, no bulletproof vest for me. We end up going up to the guy's door and banging on it. And took like a while, but finally like these two guys like open the door, and they're extremely intoxicated. Um and and we like all go into their apartment, and it's me in my little business casual outfit with three like officers, and they're like going through each room. They're like checking it out. They're like, is anyone hiding in here? You know, do you have any weapons on you? Like, it's like super serious, and I'm just like standing there trying to act like I know what the heck is happening. And like like, also, can you imagine being arrested and there's just like some high school girl there? That's just insane. Like, looking back, I just like, that's wild that they let me do that. Anyways, after that, they interrogate the guy. He said he didn't know what drugs were, even though he's clearly intoxicated. They ended up telling him he has to show up to court, otherwise he'll have a warrant out, even though he already had a warrant out. I don't know. I feel like they should have arrested him, but because I doubt he went to his court date. Anyways, moving on. After that, we were driving around, and we get an alert that like a woman, you know, passed away. We got to speed drive all the way to her house. We end up getting to the lady's house. And I thought this is where they draw the line, because it's like there's a deceased body in the house. And I was like, there's no way they're gonna let me in there. Like, this is like an actual like crime scene, I guess. Well, no, the officer's like, all right, come on. I was like, okay, what the heck? And I was like, okay, well, I probably won't see anything because like I'm sure the the woman is like in her room or like whatever. There's gonna be a bunch of paramedics. No, boom. We walk in on the couch right there. I see it all. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how is this happening right now? What is going on? You have no idea the things I went through that day, because every cop there was coming up to me like, "Oh, are you family?" Like, oh, like pity. They were pitying me. And I was like, no, I had to look at my cop and just be like, I'm with her. I don't know. And then you know what happened? After that, my cop lady goes, "Hey, so and so, will you take her back to the station?" Because I was like the end of my thing, and we silently drive back to the station, and he just drops me off at my car and is like, "Okay, bye." I was shook. When I tell you I was shook, I was shook. I literally like just sat in my car for a while and was just like processing everything because it was the most eventful day of my life. Needless to say, though, I did not end up becoming a police officer. I think that was a bit too much for me that day.